Okay, and welcome into our Zoom meeting, our little briefing for the Facilithon competition coming up this next Wednesday, April 21st. We are the FM Pipeline team, and we run the Facilithon for the state of Wisconsin's Skills USA organization, along with a number of other states around the country. We're honored to be here, and we actually started here in Wisconsin. We're honored to be associated with Skills USA Wisconsin. Okay, so engaging, enlightening, and energizing the next gen of FM. That's what we do. And there's a website you can go to. It's fmpipeline.org/students. So you can take a look at some stuff. We'll talk about that today as well. So this is the briefing for the Facilithon as it comes up. And let's buzz through a few slides and I'll tell you what's about to happen. Okay, first off, the Facilithon itself is a three-part occupational event, occupational competition. It's got a common sense quiz with questions like, hey, if the lights all go out in the gymnasium and none of the switches work, where do you go next? Or if the fire alarm goes off, where do all the staff go to? Things like that you might come across in a daily experience. Then it has a 10-minute role play that you get to do with a real facility manager, judge or two. And then finally, after that, most of our students like this part the best. It is called the FM Challenge. The FM Challenge is a 5-minute emergency scenario. You don't know what the scenario is until you walk in the room, and you have 3 minutes to read it and 2 minutes to present and answer a few questions. We'll talk about that in a minute, okay? Okay, now for this competition on Wednesday the 21st, you do need to comply with the dress code. So that means either official Skills USA dress or a white shirt, and we're not talking hoodies and stuff like that, right? You want to look like you're ready to go for a job interview. Second part is this: we need your resume ahead of time. All right, so there's a link. We'll provide that to you in just a second. Dress code and resume, so you don't get docked points, because that may keep you from winning if you had a great presentation and you really enjoy this particular event, okay?
Okay, let's look at what you're going to get. You're going to receive an email that includes 3 links. The first link is for you to upload your PDF resume prior to the contest. Do that before, because if you don't, you're going to get docked, and that could be the difference between winning and losing in the Facilithon. So go to the Dropbox link, there will be that, and you can drop your PDF resume in there, all right? So going to April 21st at 8 a.m., the quiz opens. Click on that first link, the FlexiQuiz link, and that'll take you into that space. You have an hour to do it. It runs from 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock, and that's it. Then at 9:15, we start doing our role play prep for various scheduled students, okay? So you'll look at the list that's on that email that has your competitor number in it, and write that down and make sure you're there, and you click on that next FlexiQuiz link at just the right time, okay?
All right, so this is the FlexiQuiz app for the quiz itself, and you'll see a question like this: which of the following is a communication tool for gathering feedback? And you got a couple different ideas there. You can come up with your answer as you see best. It's multiple choice, so it gives you a good way of understanding what this world is about, and also gives you some options for answers you don't have to think of out of the blue, okay? So that's the quiz from 8 till 9. Then you go into the role play prep. So when you click on that link for the role play, it takes you back into this FlexiQuiz app, and it shares with you a story about a building or a property or something. You do get to bring a piece of paper and a pencil, so please take notes of your solution and your ideas so you can present to the judges. We don't want you going to the judges empty-handed, so take those notes. You have 15 minutes. It automatically times out at the end of 15 minutes, or if you click submit or done, it's one of those buttons, you can get out early if you're all ready to present way before your 15 minutes, okay? So take notes of your solutions while you're doing your role play prep so you're ready to present to your judges. It'll make it easier for you, okay? All right, so after that happens, it automatically kicks you into our Zoom room. Now, we won't have this many judges sitting in front of you, but you will have 2 or 3 judges that are all from the FM, the facilities management industry. They're all really great, really sharp folks. And you get to share with them your ideas, okay? So you do that, and once you're done with that, then at that point, they will kick you off and give you the FM challenge. And the FM challenge is a challenge emergency scenario that you have 3 minutes to read, and then you have 2 minutes to respond to it, to share your ideas with the judges. Now, there are 3 questions that are printed on the scenario right in front of you when you're doing it with the judges. They're always the same. They are, what will you do first? Don't just stand there. It's an emergency, right? So what will you do first? And then what resources would you use? Call the fire department, call the janitor, those sorts of things. What resource? Who's going to help you? And then third, what do we do different so that it doesn't happen again? Or if it does, it's not as much of a disruption or painful, that kind of thing. Facility managers are always thinking about that kind of thing, all right? So I also want you to know this, that this is a huge opportunity. There's a huge need for skilled, trained facility professionals in this world, partly because we're building tons of new buildings all the time, and those are smart buildings and they go dumb really fast, but also because almost half of all the facility managers that are in practice right now are going to retire in the next 5 years. This is a huge opportunity across the country, all right? All right, so welcome to FM, the Liberal Science of Buildings. These are just icons of some of the different career pathway clusters that Skills USA has that they cross. Crosses STEM, crosses leadership. Obviously, it covers construction and architecture, manufacturing, IT, security, technology, even healthcare, where in healthcare hospitals don't exist unless they have somebody that's running that building, okay? So that means that in those industries, you are the finely honed Swiss Army knife of that outfit. You're not a jack of all trades. You're focusing and honing your skills to do a whole bunch of different things every day. And that's part of the cool part of this job. You do get to do something different every day. Okay, so we probably already asked you if you're 1 in 30. We want to remind you that if you like people and buildings, if you like problem solving, if you like action and variety, and you think on your feet, you will be great at this job. By the way, that's 1 in 30 in a normal classroom. In Skills USA, it's 1 in 4 or maybe even higher than that. So you're probably still standing looking at it going, that's me. All right, it's different every day. Love your job. The pay is great. The average in industry in 2017 was $93,000. It's a lot of money. And you get to be somebody's hero every day. That's pretty cool, all right? So why facility management? I already led into this before. So commercial buildings use 40% of all the world's energy usage. That's huge. That's huge. Guess what? The Department of Energy did a survey that says 1/3 of that energy is wasted every day. Wasted every day. Now the buildings are getting smarter. We need you to come in to run those buildings, and they're smarts, which are native to you. They weren't native to us old folks, but they are to you. You can run those buildings. You are going to help us save this planet and reduce that giant amount of waste, lessening our carbon footprint and making ours a more sustainable world, okay? All these buildings are going green as well, so there's a lot of building codes that are driving this industry, lots of opportunity. Okay, so back to the Facilithon itself. I wanted you to know about the industry and why we're doing this, right? So it's a 3-part leadership in one supercharged occupational event. Common sense quiz, that 10-minute role play for which you have a link for, and the 5-minute emergency scenario that the judges give you right after they do the role play with you. fmpipeline.org is the site to go for, and there's a student page there, all right? And I think we're gonna probably share with you the schools that are teaching this in Wisconsin. So you can go to Madison College after you get out of school. If you win the Facilithon, you actually get a scholarship. You can go to Madison College for a 1-year certificate. You can go to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee for a 1-year certificate if you want to go the technical path, or if you want to go the purely academic path and you want to do a 4-year gig or 4-year degree, you can do that at University of Wisconsin-Stout, for which our team helped light up that program. And a lot of you already know that if you go to a regional event, Stout is one of the biggest Skills USA regional event locations in the state. Okay, so there are also a lot of really big companies that are hiring people like you right now and will offer internships and job shadows. Big deal. We'll talk about that later. Facilithon. So compete in this for scholarships next week. Get prepared here. On the student page, you're going to find the practice Facilithon. Go do that. It's got 3 parts. You can go in and do that yourself just so you get your head wrapped around it. I also suggest that you might have some sort of conversation with a real facility manager out of your school or somewhere else if you want. The school systems all have people that run the buildings, and they can tell you a bit more about that. Then go to our Facilitopics series, which is just beginning. It's going to be loaded, I believe, on Monday, Tuesday of next week. And take a peek at that. Those are 10-minute videos talking about little subject matter in facilities management. Okay, that's all we got. Remember that it's on the 21st. It starts at 8 a.m. That's for the quiz. And then from 9:15 till noon, each of you have a designated time, an appointment to go back into that Flexa quiz for the role play prep, and then that automatically kicks you into Zoom to see us. Thanks so much for coming in, and we're honored to be supporting Skills USA, Wisconsin.